distinguished representative of Mexico for his statement. And now I would like to give the floor to His Excellency Ambassador Leonardo Bencini, permanent representative to the Conference on Disarmament from Italy. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations on your appointment. You can count on the delegation's full cooperation. Italy aligns itself with the statement delivered by the European Union. I would like to add some remarks in my national capacity. Chair, since Russia's illegal, unprovoked and unjustified war of aggression against Ukraine, the global security environment has further gravely deteriorated. This has a direct impact on our work in multilateral fora, including on non-proliferation, disarmament and arms export control issues. However, far from deterring us, the challenges that this war is bringing to the rules-based international order motivate us even further to reaffirm our unswerving commitment to the Charter of the United Nations and international law. Italy remains firmly committed to strengthening the multilateral disarmament machinery and all the relevant treaties and conventions with the aim of their universalization. We support the convening at the appropriate time and with modalities to be defined of a fourth special session of the UN General Assembly on disarmament. The essential value of the multilateral system is also the message underlying the Secretary General's new agenda for peace, and we welcome its emphasis on disarmament as an integral component of the UN peace and security pillar. One of the key issues outlined in the new agenda for peace is the military use of emerging technologies, particularly artificial intelligence. This is likely to become a top priority over the next few years as we struggle to keep pace with the fast-developing technology. We have welcomed the works of the GGE on lethal autonomous weapons systems and believe that a two-tier ban or regulate approach is the best way forward. Italy shares the goal of a peaceful and secure world completely free of nuclear weapons in line with Article 6 of the NPT. At the same time, we have to recognize that in spite of nuclear non-proliferation efforts, including punitive measures, the global threat from the spread of nuclear weapons remains very real. Italy believes that effective, verifiable, and irreversible nuclear disarmament can be achieved through a progressive approach based on concrete measures. Trust and cooperation among nuclear weapon states is in this respect essential and must be urgently restored. The Russian Federation must irrevocably cease its continuing irresponsible nuclear rhetoric and threats that we strongly condemn, return to the full implementation of the New START Treaty and revoke its decision to deploy nuclear weapons in Belarus. This is a decision that we consider highly irresponsible, also in the context of its war of aggression in Ukraine. Chair, as a staunch supporter of the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, Italy was pleased to see 8 more states acceding to the treaty during our mandate as Article 14 co-coordinator. Italy urges all states that have not yet done so, in particular the remaining 8 Annex II states, to sign and ratify the CTBT without further delay. In the meantime, we strongly call upon all states to respect the moratorium on nuclear tests. It must be clear to all that breaking the moratorium would cause irreparable harm to the global security architecture. This year marks 30 years since the first UN resolution on a treaty banning the production of fissile material for nuclear weapons or other nuclear explosive devices. It is high time we broke this deadlock. Different views on existing stocks should not prevent an immediate start of negotiations within the Conference on Disarmament. Pending the conclusion of negotiations, we call on all relevant states to abide by a moratorium. Italy has consistently stated that our restored Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action is a key priority for the international community. We urge Iran to return without delay to diplomacy and to the full implementation of all its obligations under the JCPOA. We are also seriously concerned about a possible resumption of nuclear testing by the DPRK. We urge the DPRK to refrain from further provocations and to take concrete steps towards a complete, verifiable and irreversible denuclearization, to return to the Non-Proliferation Treaty, to fully comply with IAEA safeguards and to sign and ratify the CTBT. I would like to avail myself of this opportunity to commend the crucial role that the IAEA is playing in these increasingly difficult times on a variety of issues, starting from the illegal Russian occupation of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. Italy will continue to support the whole range of the agency's activities. Chair, nearly a year ago, I had the privilege and honor to preside over the 9th Review Conference of the Biological Weapons Convention. In spite of the tense international context, the conference agreed by consensus on a final document. We established a working group to strengthen the implementation of the BWC and its institutionalization. The success of the 9th BWC RevCon proves that with commitment and dialogue from all sides, we can still achieve good results. We have been reassured by the way the working group has implemented its mandate so far and by the constructive engagement of many delegations, and look forward to its next meeting. Italy remains strongly committed to supporting the CWC and the work of the OPCW. We strongly condemn any use of chemical weapons anywhere, at any time, by anyone, under any circumstances. We regret that Russia and Syria blocked the adoption of a joint outcome document at the conclusion of the CWC 5th Treaty Review Conference last May in The Hague because they objected to any mention of Syria's well-documented chemical weapons use. Chair, we believe that there is an urgent need to improve space security in an increasingly congested, contested and competitive outer space environment. We took part with great interest in the meetings of the OEWG on reducing space threats through norms, rules and principles of responsible behavior. Although the OEWG did not reach consensus on our report, we consider that the work conducted over 2 years reveals significant cross-regional convergence around this approach, and we strongly support the renewal of the working group's mandate. Chair, Italy is extremely concerned by the increasing indiscriminate humanitarian and socio-economic impacts of anti-personnel landmines, cluster munitions and other explosive remnants of war, as well as IEDs, especially on civilians and in populated areas. Italy believes that international cooperation and victim assistance are key components of our comprehensive approach. Italy strongly and actively supports the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons and with its annex protocols. We attach great importance to their universalization, to full compliance with their provisions, and to the development of any possible synergy among them. A year ago, we strongly supported a political declaration on strengthening the protection of civilians from the humanitarian consequences arising from the use of explosive weapons in populated areas. Looking at the protection of civilians and having in mind the data on armed violence, it is vital to counter illicit armed transfers. And for this reason, we call for the universalization of the Arms Trade Treaty and for the full implementation of all its provisions. We support all efforts towards a global, open, free, stable and secure cyberspace where international law, including fundamental freedoms and human rights, fully apply. In this vein, Italy supports the proposal to establish a program of action on advancing responsible behavior in cyberspace. Across all these issues, Italy highly values greater interaction with civil society and a gender perspective as a key contribution to our work. I thank you, Chair.
I thank distinguished